my name is Heidi Story, and I am telling you a story on behalf of Diakon Adoption and Foster Care. My story begins back in 2014 when my husband and I met our now adopted sons for the first time. As a foster parent, it's so exciting and nerve-wracking to get that call that there are children that need a safe home. And my husband and I got that call, and two boys showed up to join our family on November 25th, 2014. So my oldest son, Jonathan, was 7 at the time, and my son, Micah, was about to be 2 at the time. So in those first couple hours, we're getting to know them, feeling all those feelings of a first-time foster parent, nervousness, trying to read the kids, trying to learn how to parent a child who's 7. We had a biological daughter who was 2 at the time as well, and just learning how to become a family of 5 from previously just having one child was something that we were thrown right into the middle of. So one of the most immediate conversations that we started to have was about how we wanted our Thanksgiving to look, because it was Tuesday and on Thursday was Thanksgiving that year. One of the most important traditions to me every year for Thanksgiving is participating in the Wise annual Turkey Trot in downtown York. So we started to have this conversation about what we should do for the Turkey Trot. And we pretty quickly decided that we wanted to plow ahead and have the boys participate with us in this annual tradition. We thought it'd be a great way to expose them to York City, York County, and just do a fun activity together as a family. So the morning of the Turkey Trot dawned very chilly. If you are a trotter, you know that sometimes you get some nice balmy 50 weather, and sometimes you get like sleet, freezing rain, freezing weather. So this year it was like high 30s, like around 40 degrees, pretty chilly, but not freezing. So we're getting ready to go out the door, and I looked at Jonathan. I said, "Hey, buddy, we're getting ready to go. Time to put on your coat." And he looks at me and says, "Well, I don't want to wear my coat." And I was faced in that moment with having absolutely no idea what to do as a first-time parent of a 7-year-old child. And all these thoughts were running through my head about, should I make him? Should I not? Is this the hill I want to die on? Like, is he actually going to be cold? It's not actually that cold outside, and we're going to be walking or running. Anyhow, I tried to push him a little bit and said, you really do need to wear your coat, please. And he was adamant that he didn't want to wear his coat. So at the end of the day, I said, okay, you don't have to wear your coat. That's fine. Can you get your shoes on? And he says, well, I want to wear my Converse shoes. And I said, "Bud, you really need to wear your sneakers. This is a walk. It's going to be several miles. It's going to be a long time. I really think you need to put your sneakers on." And again, he was like, "No, I don't want to wear my sneakers. I just want to wear my Converse." So horrifically failing Mom 101, I allowed him to leave the house in a tiny, thin zip-up hoodie and his Converse shoes. So we got downtown. The race began. My husband, Tim, was running. I was back with the walkers, pushing a double stroller with the 2 toddlers, and Jonathan was walking alongside me. So we get going in the race, and about half a mile in, I'm looking over. He's kind of silent. He's not very expressive on his face, but he looks like he might be doing okay. It's pretty chilly out. We keep going. About the time we get to York College, which is about a mile into the race, I look over at him, and there are just tears streaming down his face. And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, Jonathan, are you okay?" And he goes, "I am so cold. I can't walk anymore." He starts to limp, like my feet are killing me. "I just want to go home. Can you please? I just want to go home." And unfortunately, I said, "Well, we got to keep going. We're the farthest point away at this point from the starting line. We got to keep going. We're going to get you home. It's going to be okay, but I need you to keep going." So I called Tim. He runs backwards to us. We figure out a way to put Jonathan in the stroller. He carries a child. Somehow we make it to the finish line, get the kids in the car, get them warmed up, and swear off the idea of doing any sort of activity like that anytime in the near future. It was a pretty traumatic experience for everyone. So fast forward 1 year ahead of that to 2015, Tim and I are talking, and kind of in jest, we're talking about Thanksgiving and saying, ha ha, maybe we should do the Turkey Trot. And at this point, it's become pretty apparent that the boys are going to remain a permanent part of our family. So we're having this conversation, and Jonathan walks by and says, "Hey, are you guys talking about the turkey trot?" And I say, "Oh yeah, we're talking about the turkey trot, but don't worry, like, you don't have to do it. I know that was really hard last year. Don't worry, we're not going to make you do that again." Yeah. And he looks at both of us and he says, "The turkey trot? I love the turkey trot. That was so much fun. I totally want to do it again." So the turkey trot is something that we have done every year since. I guess what started out as a very traumatic beginning was smoothed over at some point with lots of connection and affection and positivity, to the point where it's something that Jonathan and I enjoy doing together every year now. So thank you so much for watching. Please again consider supporting Diakon Adoption and Foster Care for Give Local, so that we can continue to work to find safe and loving homes for the kids in our community who need it the most.